Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to play day number 3 here at the OCE Open Series. Of course, I've got the boys back here with me. Now we're going to get stuck into Chiefs versus Simple Physics. Now, Simple Physics coming off a rough match, boys. How do we feel about them leading up against the Chiefs?
Not the best,
No.
but
Bam.
well, shooting
rough.
straight, not the best. But if you were to pick Chiefs at a time to verse them, I would say off the back of last week, this is probably the only time I would ever choose to verse them. But that being said, I think Chiefs have a lot to lose here. So not only do they have the stress of how they went last week, they also have the stress of the teams they have looking forward, and they're negative at the moment.
I think it's the scariest time to beat the Chiefs. Imagine you just saw the Chiefs play poorly. I think you can't argue against that on days 1 and 2. And it's like backing a hyena into a corner. Of course, they're going to come back way stronger. They've been spending all week scrimming as hard as they possibly can. And Chiefs are hungry, and you don't want to be up against a hungry Chiefs.
A hungry hyena.
Yeah, hungry hyena.
When
Yeah,
is a good time to verse the Chiefs? They're not good to verse when they're losing. They're not good to verse when they're winning.
You wanted to verse them last week when they were performing under par.
I think they're more of a lion, and they've just been prodding the lion all last week, and now the lion's hungry. He's going to tackle Simple Physics. They're the gazelle that's going to be given to them.
Yeah, I think it is a really tough matchup for Simple Physics, but you have some advantages. Chiefs have had a really low shooting percentage over last week. They haven't had the same passing game, and mechanically they've just felt a little bit off with, even Jake not hitting the ball as much as he should.
Yeah, and Drippe as well. Drippe normally a monster when it comes to taking shots. This time he's one of the lowest players in the leagues in terms of shooting ability. They relied quite heavily on Torsos last week.
Yeah, it was Torsos who got most of their goals throughout the league play so far, and he's just had a big monster performance with those huge double touches and just being able to get it past the defense as a solo player. But that's not the Chiefs. They're a team. They're a 1-2 pass. They're the infield play. And so we're going to be having to look at that today, whether they're getting those infields.
Yeah.
Wasn't that their passes were getting shut down previously last weekend? So do you feel like that was what caused them to not be themselves? They weren't being able to get those passes through the defensive part of the field and the midfield?
I just don't think that they're really rotating well enough and really trusting each other at this point. And we saw it before in Throwdown Season 3 where they weren't on top of their game. And as soon as they sort of mess up or one person messes up, they lose a lot of confidence. So as long as they're confident in their play, they'll be fine.
You mentioned this last week. You said even they've known to go ham during the final. So even if they start 6th or 5th in the gauntlet, you can still expect them to just rise up through to the top.
Yeah, they're a team that don't matter if they come 5th or 6th because you don't want them to come 5th or 6th because they'll try and make the long run.
Yeah, the cream will rise and you'll just get crushed in the slow run.
Getting crushed by cream.
Yeah.
That's where if I ever had to drown in glorious cream, that's the way to go out.
I'll throw strawberries down at you while it's happening.
And speaking of someone that's not drowning in cream right now, but they are underwater as Simple Physics, so they have to come up huge here. They do get that big win last week over Dark-Sided, so they are known for taking down top sides.
Yeah, and if I have to make a prediction, I think I'm going to go really safely here and say that Chiefs are probably going to take a 3-0 after that last performance.
Yep, I'm also going to go the 3-0. I think Chiefs would have boot-camped themselves to the bone, but not left anything out of the tanks. They're going to be fine.
Can we see, is he still with
Desu, you disappointed me. I'm not for the Chiefs.
Betrayal!
This is it. You're over. Season's
Wow.
over. Season's over, boys.
Oh, Bobby J, I thought you were friends.
No, I'm not friends with losers. Not friends with losers. You can win your friendship back. You're not just playing for points this game, mate. You're playing for my friendship. So let's see how much he likes me.
I'm so sorry, Daisy.
It's a bad team to verse for friendship.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Let's see if Daisy's going to win my friendship, but let's see if Chiefs can get back to their winning ways, Corey.
Well, Jake's a nice guy if you're looking for a new best friend. Not hysterics, Jake. Jake on Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I thought you didn't like Jake's. I thought that's what you were getting at. Anyway, Chiefs, Simple Physics, must win for both two teams, especially for the Chiefs, who have a lot of pressure coming onto them going into this game because they had a rough first week.
Yeah, very weak performance coming out of them as well, leading them to be negative in the current win rates, coming in at 44%. And the pressure coming out, Torsos going for those solo plays.
He came in very close, just juggling it in front of the goal square. Now they get the clearance, but Drippe, he's there to get a good shot Well, simple physics. They're going to have to play a lot more aggressive, I feel, this time around, Korea. Lim did a good job before, but I feel like this is their chance to keep the pressure on and stop Chiefs from passing.
Yeah, they really need to keep the pressure up on Chiefs, try get into their heads, forcing them to get into each other's way. Chiefs, on the rare occasion that they do fall behind, are known to get in each other's way and lose a bit of trust because each of them mechanically can fill the spot.
One thing to say for simple physics, they haven't conceded a goal in the first minute. That's what they were doing against Love Decks and already put themselves on the back foot. So this time around, none of that. But they do have to deal with the onslaught from Jake. He does get a shot off. Lim can get the ball along, but there's not a clear clearance because Drippe is there, but he gets tagged by his own teammate in Torsos. Comes flying across, doesn't get anything under the ball. Now Jake's there with a beautiful pink car, just like my hair.
Yeah, they may be controlling the pace of the game still, but it does leave me a little bit worried when Torsos is running up the back of Drippe, trying to take the shots from him.
Jake is so close. It's numerous times has been juggled along the crossbar. AUM, he's going to strike it across to the right-hand corner. But Jake, he's going to wait there for it. And Chiefs are doing a good job so far, staying around the halfway mark and keeping the ball into the simple physics defensive half. As you can see, Drippe waiting for the ball up along the wall, but AOM strikes that, but that's a bit too high on the crossbar.
Yeah, huge clear, allowing them to break out of the pressure that's been going for nearly 2 minutes. Great rotations from Chiefs holding them up, but simple physics unable to do anything off it.
So that had to hit the halfway mark. This is a lot better from simple physics, looking pretty fresh against the Chiefs. Maybe some new life has been breathed into them. Maybe Daisu, he realizes that he has to play for my friendship. So let's see what you can do, mate. The demo goes off on Torsos, so they have an opportunity. The ball just above the goal square, but there's plenty of defensive players. That's nice passing from the Chiefs. They're going towards the goal square. Jake, he's going to get it, but he can't get a good touch.
Locked out now. AoE Emp trying to get another clear. Let's see if simple physics can actually make something of it, though.
Torsos touches that one. Jake along, flies through, going to follow the ball up, can't get the touch. It's Daisu putting it on the top-hand corner. But they've got Torsos and Drippe back down the left-hand side. Defense pretty good for both teams.
Yeah, they're a strong, consistent team. Chiefs are the lowest scored against teams typically when they play. Even when they've been off, they keep that ratio down.
There's the touch from the Chiefs, and Jake is going to be close, but Torsos comes over the top to finish the goal.
I'm slowly building confidence in them. Torsos has been great all the way through the competition, but the fact that Jake's accuracy and hit rate has been so much better is very promising, considering this is the first game of the day for them.
Yeah, we mentioned this when Lim was trying to get strikes up against Love Decks and trying to finish goals. He said Torsos would finish those, and as soon as the opportunity was presented to him, he just finished.
Yeah, Torsos is a monster. I think single-handedly destroyed last week for Chiefs. Otherwise, it would have just been disgusting.
It's up to simple physics to deal with the 1-goal deficit with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. They were used to conceding early on, but now they've got limited time to get a goal back. Let's see what they can do with it. As AUEM is going to pass over to Daisu. That's a beautiful shot, but it hits the crossbar. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Lim just wasn't there to finish the rotation. Did see the first two of them come out, but opted to go get the boost, and that may have cost them an opportunity because there's such little time left.
Jake. Oh, Jake, he gets gifted the goal back. Let's have a take a look at this one. I was kind of curious to where this landed, so he shoots this. It's AOEM, and then Daisu. You definitely aren't my friend anymore.
Maybe he doesn't want your friendship. That looked like it was a little bit intense. It was like, Bobby, I don't live for ultimatums. I'm going to find a new best friend.
Oh, well, good luck with that one, mate. Let's see if you can get better than me. You'll probably scour someone on the internet or go to Craigslist. Either way, we've got 1 minute, 10 seconds, 2 goals down, but let's not worry about it. Chiefs are just going to run away with this one.
Yeah, slowly built the confidence. The game has really warmed up for them, and they're just stealing these shots now. Yeah, rough 3-0.
It's rough and tough. Rough and tough out there. Just like Lim's play, a little bit rough and tough. You can see him there on the screen, but you're going to have to step it up now, buddy. 3 goals down in the first match of the best of, well, not the best of 3, the series of 3. And simple physics need every game they can get, and it's not looking good for them. If they don't get the next 2 matches, I'm going to say they're not going to make the top 6.
No, I think they're pretty much locked out. They do have the potential to steal a couple of games, though, which would make Chiefs sad as they're trying to make their push up the gauntlet run.
Yeah, this is a good start for them. You were saying last week that they needed to come out strong and readjust throughout the week, so it's looking like that so far.
Yeah, slowly but surely they are pushing their way through. I want to see more from Lim this game, though. That guy was a fiend last week, had one of the highest shot percentages. even though they didn't pull the number of wins.
Oh, there we go. Lim gets the goal, but there's not a lot of time left, 27 seconds, but at least that's something for Simple Physics. They're going to have to get a goal from the kickoff or something now.
Yeah, it was a great play from both of them. AOEM setting it off the backboard from that mid-pitch aerial, and Lim to finish. These are the kind of plays we want to see them going through the rest of the season. Even if they can't make it to the gauntlet, it gives me hope going into the championship series.
A lot of players need to push forward for Simple Physics if they want to get any sort of goal, but the ball is in their half, and that's not good. And our Chiefs are lining up for the goal, and that's Jake. That's a beautiful strike. The man in pink. He's going to make that one stink.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch coming through. Torsos, what a cruel thing to do as well. Not only did he take the shot, he got the bump, allowing Jake to finish. It's not often that you can get the bump and the pass in a single movement.
Beautiful work there from the Chiefs. Coming off strong so far with only 12 seconds left. We can pretty much say this is easily done and dusted. Strong start from the Chiefs, Courier Lord, and they're looking good. If they can go sweep through Simple Physics 3-0, oh, look at that one. They just get another one on the buzzer.
Yeah,
He's having a party out here.
It's the way you want to finish, right? You just have that explosion to really go out before the game's over.
So big thumbs up for the Chiefs. They're looking back in form so far in the series as they're up 1-0 and 5-1 scorelines. So that's a great way to come back after a rough weekend.
Yeah, and I imagine it's only going to get better for them. This is their first game of the match against the already warmed up Simple Physics. Yeah. And if you look just like the shots alone, right? Yeah. You have 14-5. They dominated the game very convincingly, keeping Simple Physics on the back foot for most of it.
You can imagine like Simple Physics right now, it could be like beating a dead horse. So they're looking worse for wear. So it's all about Chiefs. This is where they could maybe practice something or bring something that they haven't brought out just yet in the competition.
I reckon they should be going the other way, because what they brought out in the competition last time is something you probably don't want to repeat. You want to be going a little bit more consistent, just play a little clean cut, standard rotations, just make it work, knowing that they're going to have a match after this, which is going to be a little bit more high risk, because if they can take this one out, they'll be pushed straight up to 3rd place in the ladder.
You're a harsh man, but you're right to the point. We'll see what the Chiefs can do about it and see if they can stay the course. So you wanting them to continue to play like they have now, keep the passing quite simple, the 1-2, getting the goal?
Yeah, just keep refining the play. We're seeing Drippe and Jake feeling a lot more comfortable today. Torsos did have a couple of trust issues in there, but I reckon they'll pass as he just gets more comfortable and warmed up.
We'll soon find out before we get into the next game. Let's see what you guys think, because we do have polls over on Twitch, so you can vote. Do you believe in Simple Physics to come back? Do you believe in the Bobby J Days 2 friendship? Or do you believe in the Mighty Chiefs, who are internationally tested and they're coming back strong this weekend?
Do you have a backup friend lined up?
A backup friend?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. We'll walk the streets of Sydney later, mate. We'll go along George Street and see what we can find.
Go scouting.
Yeah, we'll go scouting. But first, Simple Physics need to go scouting for some goals, because they've been at a deficit throughout all their games so far.
Yeah, and it was pretty one-sided as well. 5 is a brutal scoreline. But it does seem that they've got to touch the ball today, so that's good. Jake finishing the first goal, starting off with a repeat of last game.
And nice and easy. It's all about the pink, mate. It's all about the pink. It's like Brett the Hitman Hutz. He's the Hitman. He's hitting those goals. Let him go.
Yeah, I have a pair of pink jeans that I absolutely love, so I'm on board for Team Pink.
You should, when we go scouting for my new friend, you can wear those pink jeans.
Done.
Easy. Let's go. Chiefs, 1-0. Comfortable position. This is where Simple Physics were like up against Love Decks, conceding a goal in the first minute, and it wasn't good for them in that series, so this is looking about the same at the moment as Drippe gets a nice clearance to Jake. Look at the Chiefs. They're just taking control of the midfield at the moment. It is Lim with the clearance. He's trying to follow it up, and that's a nice shot, and it goes all the way from one side of the field to the other.
And that's what overconfidence does to you. Great clear by Lim, classic EU style, beating through the entire pitch itself. But you can tell Chiefs were starting to play with their food, and the food wasn't yet dead.
Yeah, it was alive. You got to make sure that you grab that lobster and you whack it, because they just came back. They just came back and striked one on them. So locked up 1-1. Courier's Torsos. Gonna hit this pass over to Drippe. Gonna juggle it along the wall. He's gonna show some Matrix-like tricks like Neo when he runs along the wall. So let's see what else they can do. As Torsos gets a nice touch, denies the clearance, but they finally get that ball out.
Yeah, Lim gets up in time just to block. That's something that you really need to do. You can't afford to give Chiefs the wriggle room, because as they start to get comfortable, clean up those rotations, they are just like surgeons and they take you apart.
A shark as well. They're sniffing. They get the blood in the water right now. Daisu, he's struggling. He's out in the Pacific Ocean. He's looking for help, but there's no one out there in sight because Chiefs, they're luring towards the goal square. It's just going to bounce up, and Lim misses it, and that's going to cost them the goal. Jake gets the second for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you can't afford to make those mistakes in defense up against the Chiefs, especially when you've only pulled one game this match. You can't afford to drop behind this early.
Man. They're really making a statement here. They're saying, we're not messing around anymore. We're here to win. We're here to shoot up the ladder. And they want a good position in the gauntlet.
Yeah, just like a little friendly goal they're getting before. Given that huge clear, it's like, you know, we're gonna let you play too. Everyone's going to be involved. We are a big community team at Throwdown.
Torsos, easy. They're just going to double up one after the other. You're seeing Jake go up nice and high to get the second touch. And Torsos, just like we've said, he's the man to finish.
Yeah, it's such a hard place to get. A lot of people would try to go for the far angle, try to hit the rear post, but Torsos saw that the blind spot for Daisu was actually at the close one and managed to go, you know what, let's see if we can blind him.
See what else he can do as well. He's already followed the ball up and he's just taking his time, and now he's going to put it in a good position. Jake is a little bit too far forward for that one. Couldn't get his wheels onto the ball as that's Lim with the clearance. And Drippe, he will miss the shot. That's not like him. He's usually quite good on the defense, but he's managed to keep up. Hits the crossbar, but Jake, now they're back to playing with their food. I think the lobster's dead.
Yeah, that was a full 1-2-3 punch. I don't think this is going to be a Little Mermaid. I don't think the ocean animals are going to come back and win. I think the curse is too strong.
Unless it's a lobster like Larry from SpongeBob. You know, he's like all big and buff. That's a lobster you'd take a lot of time. You need a sledge to kill that one.
That's going to be next season for Simple Physics. They'll come back. I mean, they've got a great team. They've got a roster that's improving. Lim, in particular, is one of those players that is a rookie. This is his first season going into it, and he has had some standout performances. So I'm excited to see where he goes.
Let's see if these boys retire for a couple of days before the championship on March 5th. Let's see if they do that, because they're known for retiring between each season, which is not retiring at all. But they're like John Farnham. The retirement tour has been forever going.
Yeah, join the retirement home. There can be a retirement home having two teams, starting its own org.
Retirement home academy. So we can have two. Exactly. Here we go. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Just like we were saying before, they need a miracle. But it's Chiefs looking very comfortable with 3 goals up. And Torsos, he's already got the ball. He beats the man. He puts it right there for Drippe. That is classic Chiefs. What a beautiful play.
Yeah, what a great setup for Drippe too. Beating out the 2 players, getting right past. You can see why Torsos was so good at ones, the way he just plays around the Simple Physics team.
You can see why this man has a lot of followers on Twitter. I was having a little sneaky look as I was scouring through the players. I'm like, man, this guy's got a good following on social media. You can see why. You get clips and everything posted up. So
he's a pretty funny guy in person as well. Deadpan humor. All the Chiefs actually have a great sense of humor.
I think if you got this high pressure, the way to just deal with things is like humor, just laugh it off. So it's a good outlook on life, and it's a good outlook on the score for them because they're going for the Brazil, mate. It's 6-1.
I always feel awkward when it gets to the Brazil point because if you're up 7-1, you kind of don't want the 8th goal because it's like kind of loses its meme potential.
Should I say like goal if they get the next one? They go 7-1.
I think you should.
We need like a Brazil animation to come up on the screen. There's a Brazilian flag flapping.
I'm on board. Get a little emote for it as well.
Yeah, need that in the chat. Need you guys to subscribe, and then we'll get a new emote slot, and then we'll get the Brazilian flag. All right, let's do that. 1 minute 35. It's bouncing off, and there we go. Goal!
Feels bad for Simple Physics. It is definitely more of the one-sided games we have seen today, but no shame. Chiefs, when they're in form, are a terrifying team to verse.
Jake is all in. He's got the pink wheels. He's got the pink exhaust, and he's got the pink paint. I love this dude. He's my new favorite now. You're out of it, Daisy. I found my new friend. It's Jake. Just like you guys were saying, it should be Jake.
I told you.
It's that car. You won me with the car, mate.
We should do 2s later. Both be running our pink cars. It'd be great.
Oh, I am down for that. We'll verse Yummy and Woofy.
Please don't. I don't know how good you are, but I definitely will not be helpful.
I'm absolutely terrible, but you'll carry me, mate. But they don't even worry about the Brazil. They don't care. It's 8-1. Chiefs are just running away with the game. This is... the food's been dropped on the floor. They're just picking up and throwing it back down again.
Yeah, they're going for the double digits at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Simple Physics, not a lot you can do. But props for keeping a good mindset, staying in the game and going through. Whilst it is hard to be on, you're being streamed and people are watching you in a game that isn't going particularly well.
Yeah.
it is a learning curve, and it will be something that will motivate them going into the future. There is no shame in losing to Chiefs when they're in fine form. These are the guys that have gone overseas. They've beaten teams from the international regions that 100% win rate against NA in Season 1. But, our first season. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is how you want to learn. You want to learn from the best.
That's it.
And iron sharpens iron, my friend. So let's see if you can
that.
sharpen your sword, Simple Physics. Because they do have to play another match after this. So even though they're 8 goals down, they do get a clean slate in game number 3.
And it's a game that Chiefs need to win. So even though they may not be able to pull something, even though they may not be able to make it to the gauntlet, beating Chiefs out one game says a lot.
That is very true, and a couple of teams can attest to that because they beat Chiefs last weekend. They can be riding high on that, but a lot of people traded out. But this time around, Simple Physics looking to go down, or they will be going down in 2 series back-to-back as Chiefs come up nice and strong. Let's see if they can finish with another goal or 2 as Torsos. He's going to bring it up to Jake. Going to go upside down. He's going to get another touch to it as he spins in the air. But there goes Desu, my ex-friend, as Drippe. Put this one over the top. AUEM. He's going to let this one bounce, and it's going to go down right near the goal square. Come on, Simple Physics. Let's get a goal before time is up. Now's the time to celebrate. Make it 9-2, and they will with Lim.
What a shot to finish it. Great play, showcasing that they do have the ability to get past the Chiefs, going for a 3-man touch play off the side of the backboard, allowing them to finish. It does show potential, right? 3-man pass plays against the defense of Chiefs.
Yep.
Good start.
Good finish.
Yeah, that's probably a better way.
We've got 3 seconds.
Moving forward. Moving forward.
Yeah, we're definitely moving forward now as Chiefs. Fantastic showing in game number 2. Very little mistakes. And the goals that they did let in, they're kind of just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's always, you know it's going really well when Torsos, when he's playing well, is struggling to score because everyone else is hogging everything. Like, Torsos getting one goal, you're like, what happened to Torsos? Like, no, Torsos was fine. It's just that everyone else just didn't give him a chance.
He's like, all right, boys, I'll just sit here in my arms folded just like this and just watching. It's like watching the kids play and throw the catch.
Completely ruining all the stats for this season, that game. Score's so high.
Yeah.
Everyone's numbers are just be inflated. It'll fix last week.
This is why he won't get MVP.
Yeah.
Because his kids are too busy with the ball playing around with it. All right. Now let's talk game number 3. Simple Physics. Now they're pretty much down and out at this point.
Yep.
They need this to just have some sort of motivation going into the championship coming next month.
Yeah, I think it's the pressure is completely off for them now. They can't come back and win this match.
Yeah.
Which is, in itself, relieving.
Yeah.
Chiefs, though, still have the pressure on them. They still need to keep getting these crushing wins. Because if they do win this, going for that 3-0 sweep, they will be in 3rd place. They'll be playing for that top 3.
Yep.
And then the next match they can decide if they can move into the top 2.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be, because that's the instant $3,500.
Because with Simple Physics, if you're in that position, I feel this is a good opportunity because it's all being filmed. You can go back through the broadcast, you can watch the mistakes, and if you get this win as well, you can see what you did right and what you did wrong.
Yeah, and see how they found the holes in your defense.
Well, let's see if Simple Physics can get a win over the Chiefs as we're into the 3rd and final game of the series. It's Torsos. He could put the killing on early, but it's Drippe who has to hit it, get the bicycle hit. It's going to go over into the right-hand corner of the Chiefs' defense. It's Jake, my new best friend. He's going to hit it over to Drippe's Lim. He's going to put this one. Oh, it's close to the goal square. And Simple Physics looking a little bit more aggressive this time around. They're willing to put shots onto the goal and commit. Yeah,
slowly taking control of the corner of Chiefs and finding openings. Getting the shots on the board is the first start. We're 30 seconds in, and they're showing a bit of potential.
Yeah, AOM almost scored there. Desu, just need to get up for that one, mate. He will. That's a good clearance. Gets over to the right-hand side. Won't be able to follow that one up. That's Torsos. That's a good dribble in the air, but cannot complete it.
Yeah, good read, Chiefs. One player deep back. Not going to get punished by a clear again, but they are going to punish with a goal. Drippe getting the first one of Game 3.
Yep. They're sticking to it, Simple Physics. I know you're creatures of habit. Letting that goal in. First minute. Happens again. And that's Drippe getting it this time around.
It was a good first start, though, for this minute. Them having that 30 seconds where they started to control. I think Chiefs still look comfortable. But the fact they were getting consecutive touches when Chiefs are playing reasonably well is a testament.
Just that passing is beautiful. It just makes me so upset because I can't do that. And I'm just not that accurate. And it's just amazing to watch. That's the cool thing of watching the skill cap of these players, how it just can keep rising. And just like that, the scoreline keeps rising.
Yeah, Jake with a great angle there as well. Jake, typically the most reactive player on the team. You don't normally get to see him come forward except to finish. But in this case, feeling a little bit confident, you get to see him finish some shots, finishing moves.
2-0 Chiefs, very comfortable in the last game of the series of 3, off to a fantastic start to day number 3. Simple Physics having an unfortunate series of events. They had a couple of close games. No, they didn't. I was thinking of a different match. There were shines of hope, rays of sunlight for them against Love Decks, but here against Chiefs, seeing them, they're just outmatched. Chiefs are running rings around them at the moment.
Yeah, it's a hard place to be. I was hoping there'd be a little spark, but at least this game is going better than the last.
That is true. They're not down 8 or 9 goals. So they're just down 2. They're in a position where they can still come back, but they have to get the ball out of their half because Drippe puts it back there with a nice clearance. And Torsos, he misses it. That's not like him. He's usually able to set someone up, but now here comes the counter-attack as Lim. He's going to put this one into the goal square, but there's too many Chiefs members there, and the boys from Simple Physics just back away.
Yeah, it's really hard with a 3-man defense from Chiefs. They're so quick off the ground that you've got to guarantee at least one of them's going to get a touch.
Now that's a good chance of Simple Physics. There's a lot of people on the back wheel. Torsos. Now he's going to bring this one forward. He can't get enough air. It's just towards the halfway mark for Drippe to bring it across. Jake there in the next touch. He gets the second. He's going to bring that down to Torsos, but AOEM, that's a good save.
Yeah, we see Torsos running around in the midfield, taking all the boost, allowing them to slowly do the starve if need be. It's going to be hard alone to get the clear, but even if you can, what are you going to do with it?
We'll soon see what they can do with it because they've got the ball still in the half of Simple Physics. It's Torsos, that's a good chip, very sneaky, but Lim's there for the defensive touch. The Drippe puts it off the backboard as it's just going to move backwards. AOEM can easily get behind that one and follows it up here with Daesu, but Jake scours that ball. He's going to get the second touch, but Lim, that's that aggression that we saw earlier on against Love Decks. That's what we want to see.
Jake running it forward, showing that he is another player that can do the aggression. Stealing Lim's title, that's what he's going for this game.
I like it. I like when players play on the ball. You have that one person is constantly, it's like in AFL, you've got constantly someone in the ruck, just always contesting the ball. That's what we want to see from Simple Physics to stop the passes from Chiefs. As Drippe, wait for this one, going to go up, nicely timed. Leave it for Jake and put it back into the center, but we have Simple Physics players waiting for it, Torsos. Now he's the man who always comes off the wall nicely to set someone up, and this will be Jake. And just like that, Torsos-Jake connection, 3-0.
Yeah, Simple Physics starting to get a little bit nicer on the board. We are seeing it's only a 3-0 down from what was about a 7 or 8 at this stage in the match. So growth is what we'll be looking at. That's the name of the game for Simple Physics going forward. We want to see how they can improve. They still have another day.
Yep.
So, you don't know. Maybe they could go for 7th. It's small goals. Small goals.
Ooh. They just concede another. Drippe is going to put some icing on that cake. Maybe a cherry on top with that 4-0. So moving forward into the J, Chiefs are going to be feeling a lot better about themselves.
Yeah, and I think for the Chiefs, they need to be feeling pretty confident. Their remaining opponents are really difficult. They got the Dark-Sided coming up. They've got Jam. They got Legacy. Dark-Sided and Legacy, potentially the top seeds of this tournament, I'd say. And then Jam is just like a bit of a mixed bag. They beat TM, they beat Legacy, but then on the flip side, yeah.
They're the wild card.
You
They're
never
like
know.
Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You never know. They're going to cut the brakes or not.
That's it. So for Chiefs, they really needed this win because it's so uncertain going forward with the rest of their matchups.
Yeah. That ball is going to go up nice high in the sky. There's Torsos. He's there looming and waiting for it. Jake. All 3 of the members from Chiefs are up. They just want to get another goal, and then they might be rewarded. There's Lim. He does get the first save, but he can't get it because Jake is just waiting there. Too many members from the Chiefs just taking strikes in the goal. Shots.
Yeah, slowly tearing apart. That was a nice shot from Drippe as well. I love it when someone can do a great chip over their shoulder.
Yep.
As a setup for another teammate.
I'm enjoying this Chiefs play. This is what looking more like the RLCS Championship caliber.
Yeah, it's nice to see them in form.
So you guys were talking about that earlier, as they have a slow start to the season, just get their footing, or their tyres, because we are using cars. So, Torsos there for the 6th. So it's just a runaway at the moment for the Chiefs. Looking beautiful. And they're ready to take on the rest of the competition. They're ready to take on Dark-Side and Legacy.
Scary places to be. How do you reckon they're going to go against Dark-Side and Legacy?
I think they're going to beat Dark-Sided.
Ooh.
I think they will. And Legacy, that one's a little bit more of what... I think they'll beat Legacy. I think the one they'll have trouble against is Jam.
Yeah.
are in jam because they're so, I wouldn't say, like, yeah, I guess they're inconsistent because they looked poor some games and they look strong other games. And if Walcott and Express are on, oh, sorry, no, Walcott. Express is on the dark side. If Walcott is on, he was MVP last week, then I expect Jam to win, but we'll have to see later. There's Chiefs. They're looking pretty good so far. 6-0, a couple of big score lines. A monstrous effort for them.
Yeah, they've got to be happy with that. Does give them a little bit more wriggle room. Takes a little bit of the stress off going forward, because God knows they needed it when they're sitting not in first place, where they like to live.
Yeah, well, they have to make a run for it. They do have the opportunity later on. They do have to verse some top sides, so we'll get stuck into that very shortly. But your first thoughts, Korea? Simple Physics having a rough one, losing all games, especially the last two, which is big score lines.
Well, I think with Simple Physics, it doesn't feel too bad, because when Chiefs play that well, you can't be like, it's, yeah.
It was good to see Chiefs performing like above par. But this was really a record-breaking match. Ooh. There were records all over the pitch with, Chiefs getting 21 goals in 3 games.
Man.
And not only is that surely a record for like 3 games, but even in best of 5s, I don't think that has ever happened.
Wow. Completely
ridiculous. Jake has scored the most goals for a single series with 11.
It's pretty okay.
Pretty 11. And considering normally Jake is the one that doesn't score goals, that's insane as well. But even at the end, Simple Physics.
You guys are right. That's the friend I need. The man in a pink car scoring 11 goals, getting the record. That's a beautiful setup. So let's talk about the Chiefs leading into the rest of the day. So how do you guys think they're going to square up now? Because they had a rough start last weekend, and now they're looking pretty good.
They're looking great. I mean, they just scored, had more shots per game than Simple Physics did over the entire series. That's the best warm-up that you can have, and I think Chiefs are looking really scary.
Yeah, and they're going to be feeling good and communicating well. I know they do have like giant smiles, and they kind of give each other a little bit of ribbing when they start getting excited. So I think they're going to be in a good spot.
You know what's funny as well is that Chiefs and Jake had said yesterday or the day before that they were going to get 15 goals against Simple Physics, and I was like, yeah, you're a little overconfident there. I think it more likely be 10, but they went to 21.
Well, they're very self-critical. They only said 15. They got the 21.
I think a huge sign of Chiefs' success as well is Jake being able to push up, but more importantly, Torsos going for a lot of passes.
Yeah.
Normally he's the one trying to solo go. He hasn't been trusting his teammates. Well, now the trust is there. He's got those passes off. He got 11 assists over that entire series. And just such a ridiculous series.
Yeah.
Daddy Torsos.
Jake had like an 80% shot accuracy.
Well, that fixes his like 17%.
He had 10. He was the lowest
was it
shot
10?
accuracy previously in the entire league. And now he might be the top just off one series.
Because he didn't have a lot of shots before either. So like not only is this a huge number, it's going to be like scaled and weighted so heavily too.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break, but you can go to throwdownesports.com and check out all the amateur and pro leagues. We've got the cups all weekly, and you can sign up for the OCE Championship Series, which starts next month. We're only not very far away, so stick around. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with your next match.